What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm just going to give some levels that I'm looking at for this week. I always start off with Qqq. As you can see right here, we have the 1 year chart up, and we're starting to get this kind of big red candle here that's starting to show potential sign of weakness here. So volume profile right here has definitely built up a little bit, and Qqq has been selling from 435 to about 430. What I want to see this week is I want to see if Qqq is going to break 430 like it has, and I want to see it reject. That will give us further confirmation because it's struggling to get past 437. If it blasts back up this week up to 435, I want to see if it's going to reject this area. If it does continue to reject this area, will we go down and start testing further support? Because you have to keep in mind that we have Nvidia's earnings in 2 days. But before we go to Nvidia, Qqq, I want to see it retest the 420 range, and that will be a potential long entry. The 416 to 420, we have some consolidation in this area. When you start moving out to the 3 months, you can see that you have support in this 425 range. Let me just highlight it for you. Right in this area is all of consolidation, where you do have potential resistance here, support, resistance coming down, and then look at that. Bounced again off 425, bounced again off 425, bounced here at 425. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on Qqq. It looks pretty red. You know, you have this right here, this high at 439, and then you also have a lower shoulder here forming at 437. So let's see if we get some more continued drawn down here. But now let's look at Nvidia, because we have earnings in 2 days. This is something you gotta be very careful at. I just want to zoom this out on the macro so you can see 1 year ago we were at 204. I'm not trading this. I'm gonna wait until after earnings. I'd have to see a massive sell-off for me to take any position, and it'd have to be around 500, which just sounds crazy because on the 1 year chart, Nvidia's went up to 750 and it went up 262%. So, you know, I'm not buying at these prices. If it goes up to 1,000, that's great for all you longs. Congrats to you guys. But for me, I just can't justify buying at 750. So if we get a lucky, this is crazy, 34% pullback to get to 500. I don't know if that's going to happen. Nvidia is like the most pumped up AI stock right now. Maybe 600 if you're looking at levels for it. It's tough because it's making all new highs, and it could just keep going up. Who knows? So at 500, I'll be a buyer. I'll start dollar cost averaging in. But just look at that RSI in the 80s. It's in the 80s. It's 700. I can't trade it. But what am I looking at this week? I'm looking at Google. Google, I made a previous video on this. Google, I am definitely looking to trade. I am hoping we can get a move to 137. The reason I say 137 is because this area right here was a massive green volume bar. And as you can see, let me lower this so it's not blocking for the viewers. You can see the thin line right here from 139.2 all the way down to 136.5. Look at this green volume bar pushing it up. I want to buy the first retest at 137, hoping we get it tomorrow. That would just be incredible. And then try to scalp it as a short position entry. So here, 140 down to 137. That's a 2.5% pullback about. We get that move back, 137, 136.8. I'm going to be a buyer here. I'm going to try to make that move and go from 137, try to get like at least 2 points on this. So if I get 137, just percentage-wise, because I know I get some comments about, well, what percentage are you getting? I don't really trade by percentages. I try to get the decimal points, but if I can get to 138.5, that's a reasonable 1.5 swing, 1% move on Google. That's a solid trade for me. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at Google 136.5 to 137, going to make an entry. Looking at the 1 year chart, you just have to be very careful. It was trading at $90 1 year ago. We're at 140. So make sure you follow a stop loss because you're looking at potential 135 range right over here. Some consolidation. We had support here at 127. This can keep selling off. 127 to 130 is really a safer spot to go long. So there's definitely more potential downturn headed over here. So I would just keep an eye out for this on Google. But watch out for that first bounce. If you're looking to scalp it, you can potentially get it right in this area at 136.5. And do not hold if it breaks 136.5. You are headed down to that 130 range. Now I'm looking at Apple. Apple's another stock that I'm looking at. Just looking at Apple on the 5-year chart, you have this nice trend line where it's bouncing here, support here, and now we have potential support here. Doesn't mean we have it. We'll see where it goes. It's really testing here, and this is a big red bar. So let's look at the 1 month. It's been testing it. It bounced here, slipped a little bit here around 180, went to 179, bounced back up, made lower lows, comparing the 196 to the 190. And now we're down to 185. So I expect this to break tomorrow or this week, and I hope so, because my goal is to swing a long position on Apple. Let me bring the 5-year chart just so I can show you. My goal is to swing Apple at 170. 165 would be a great entry, but I'll start buying around 170. I want to see it in this consolidation area, right in here, and then make my entry 175, 170, and go from there. I think we got some more downside with Apple, and that would be a good thing. You want these big caps to sell off. You can buy more shares, and then we're able to make a move, which would be nice. Next we have, let's see here. I'm just looking for them. Tesla. So Tesla, just looking year to date, it's holding up. It's strong. A nice bullish candle at 200. Let's see if it holds the 200. But just keep in mind, it was 175 on February 6th. So from February 6th all the way to February 16th, I mean, that's like, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. We went from 175 to 200. Just for your guys that like percentages, you went up percentage-wise 16% in 2 weeks. So just be very careful. Let's see if we can get a pullback here. We know we got support down here at 184. I mean, it's clear as day. Look at this. You got support here, bounced, support here, bounced. Resistance, turn into support, support again. So we could easily get a move back down. So let's just be careful. I think it's bullish. I think we're going to keep going up. But now I'm going to draw this trend line from 175, drawing like this. And I'm going to try, if it sells off, I'll try the 190s with a stop. So 190s with a stop at 188, and then try to buy in this area when it's like 188 to 190. That's where I'm going to look to scalp it. But just be a little patient right now. It had a nice run up, 16%. Let's just see if we can get a nice pullback on this. Tesla likes to do whatever it wants, so we'll see. We gotta see how this plays out during the week. But just keep an eye on Nvidia because you got those earnings coming out.